In this video, I'm going to talk about how to buy your very first home. So like and share this video. So, how to buy your very first home. And this doesn't necessarily have to buy your first. This information can be applied to your second, your third home, or some of the stuff can be taken and applied to any investment property, really. But I'm gonna tell you what I did when I bought my first home. Now, how I went about doing it is gonna be different from most people, because I'm a cash buyer. I wanted to create more income for myself and my family. So I'm not a equity buyer. I wasn't looking to buy a house in a nice neighborhood and I'm waiting for the equity to go up in the house. No, that wasn't my strategy at all.
You what?
I was looking for a duplex, specifically in an area where I could rent out the other side. And I wanted it to be either in an A or B class neighborhood. If it was in a C class neighborhood, it would have to be out of town, not in a big city where I live. And in that C class neighborhood, it had to look like someone would want to live there. The presentation is everything. They say good conversation rules the nation. So if that's so, good presentation rules the world. So that's how I approached it, even before I started talking to anybody. So the first thing I did, so you have to know what you want. That's first thing first. What areas are you willing to live? Now, I was open to live outside the city, small towns or whatever. Now, some people would say, man, some of these small towns are poor. That's true. Some of these small towns don't have what the big cities have. But some of them are okay. And some of these small towns are just right outside the big cities. So I was okay with that. I didn't have a problem with that. And some of these small towns still have the bars, restaurants, the nightlife, so whatever. Cool. No problem with that. Now, what's your price point? What's your budget? How much are you willing to spend? Now, I'm a veteran, so I'm using a VA loan. So no money down. If I have to pay anything, it's going to be lender fees, and the closing costs. You can always negotiate that. So I'm looking to pay out as least money as possible. No down payment, none whatsoever. That's my strategy, right? So how much? What's your budget? I had a budget in mind way ahead, like months in advance. And my credit was good. I didn't have anything on my credit. My credit was good. My credit was almost 800, my score. I had nothing on my credit to hold me back. All that back credit check, all that went well. My income was good. No problem with that. So you have to know where you at. Now, if you have anything on your credit that you think is going to stop you, or you think your debt to income rate is too high that you won't qualify, it's best for you to pay some of the credit cards down, reduce your debt, or make more money. It's either or. If you have something like say medical bills on your credit, you're probably going to have to take care of that. That's probably going to stop you. There's certain things like if you got a credit cards that's in default, medical bills that's in default, that's probably going to stop your pre-qualification when it comes to the loan process. But I didn't have any problems with that, but you have to know where you at, right? Now, here's where a lot of people make a mistake. Most people assume if they want to buy a house, first thing they got to do is find a realtor. That's a mistake, in my opinion. Now, the reason why I say that, because a lot of these people don't have your best interest. If you don't know what you want, you're probably going to get ripped off and taken advantage of. So the first thing I did is found me a lender. I found me a lender first. Now, if you go about it the other way and found the realtor first, well, what's going to happen in most cases is the realtor is going to introduce you to their lender. And you don't know this person. You don't know anything about this person. You don't know them from a can of paint. You don't know how many transactions they did last year. You don't know their track record. You can't find no information about them. See, that's the realtors. That's their buddies. That's their drinking buddies at the bar. You don't know. They're not going to have your best interest. And if you choose to go do business with them, they're very secretive. They don't want to show you the contract. They stall, and all kinds of stuff happen because you never picked this person. You don't know anything about this person. Now, I picked my lender 6 months in advance, probably a little bit longer than that. I knew, hey, I'm going with them. Now, I already had a referral, but I do my own research on the people that I go with. But 6 months in advance, I already made my mind up. I'm going with them. It did like previous year they did like over 400 transactions. They're one of the top lenders in the country. They deal with VA loans and veterans all the time. So that's it. That's all I needed to know. And I could easily look them up online. Ain't too many. You can't please everybody, but most people didn't have anything bad to say. So once I found the lender that I wanted, of course, I called them up, talk, do my due diligence, went through the loan process, the pre-qualification process. Everything went well, no problems. They explained everything, and they're thorough, cool. And now I had to find a realtor, right? So once I found the realtor, a realtor is going to say, hey, I got a lender for you. I said, nope, I got my own. I got my own lender. Boom. You can call them if you want, if you like. I got my own lender. I don't need to use yours. They didn't like, a lot of times they don't like that because they want to use the people they want to use so they can play their little games and run their little tricks and try to rip you off. That's what usually happens. And most people don't talk about it. I gotta take a drink. So most people don't talk about it. But that's what it usually happens because most of these realtors And even some lenders, they don't have your best interest. So you have to take control and do your own research when it comes to these people and these institutions, right? So, I found my lender, found my realtor. Well, actually, I was using three. I used three realtors, right? To search and for houses and properties or whatever, right? So now, I'm looking around, shopping, talking to people. I might pull up, I might do a tour. I might, I might be on the internet looking, using the MLS websites, or Redfin, or it's a bunch of them. You know what I'm saying? So, I got my budget in my head. I got my areas where I would think about moving to, and probably about 4 or 5 months later, I found one that I wanted, and bam. And then you tell, the realtor comes up with the offer to the seller. They accept it, boom. And then they shoot that paperwork to your lender, bam. And they start doing all the paperwork, sending your paper through the whole process. Everything went through smooth operator. And that's it, But you have to know what you want. That's the key. It's critical. You have to know what you want. And you have to educate yourself on the process. Now, a lot of this stuff is, if your first time doing it, the cost is going to be a lot because you've never done it before. You have to educate yourself. There's videos online. There's books on how the real estate process works, how to get a loan, how to get a mortgage, how to pre-qualify, what to look for when it comes to getting a housing inspection. And maybe you have some experience as far as like building houses or in the past, like I did, and that's great because my cousin was a builder. He used to build houses when we were growing up, so I was around that line of work all my life. So when I walk into a house, I already know what to look for. Just walking in, I know what to look for. I know when something doesn't smell right. I know what mildew smells like. I know what termites looks like. If I'm like below the floor level, I know what termites look like. I know what mildew smells like. I know what gas smells like. I know when the stud is not straight. I know when something looks like it's falling apart. I know what roof leaks look like. I know when the pipes have a leak. I know stuff like that. I know what to look for. Now, if you don't know what to look for, that's what the inspector's for. And after you get inspection, if whatever is wrong, you get to negotiate with the seller what he's going to fix, what he or she's going to fix, if at all. Maybe the seller don't want to fix anything, and that's okay. If that's the case, well, deal's off. You know what I'm saying? Because if the seller is not obligated to fix anything. If they don't want to fix anything, and you might disagree with that, okay, you can pull out the deal. Simple as that. You know what I'm saying? But if the opposite is true, if the seller wants to fix whatever the inspector saw during the inspection time period, he can say, well, yeah, I'll fix everything that's on the report, and by the closing date, and we'll go from there. And you push forward, and everything gets fixed. Hopefully, if everything doesn't get fixed, you can still get out. Yeah, but everything goes well. Everything gets fixed. Great. You go to closing. Your lender, and close the deal. Boom. That's it. Yeah, it's a lot of paperwork, but the process is at least my experience, the process is very smooth. There's a lot of paperwork though, a lot of back and forth, but a lot of this is just based on your lender, really. You know what I'm saying? But you have to know what you want. Like I said, I'm a cash buyer. I was looking for a duplex. I'm looking to create cash flow. I'm not a equity buyer. I wasn't looking to buy a single family house and move my family and friend and kids in. And no, I wasn't even thinking like that. I want cash flow. I call myself the cash flow king. So you have to know what you want, and when you know what you want, you can speak it. You can speak to your lender and your realtor, and you'll come across like, hey, you know what you're talking about. You know what you want. So they'll respect that. But if you come across like you don't know what you want, you confused, well, then you're going to get taken advantage of. And that's just how it is. So hopefully this video helps you, serves you well. Like, share it with anybody that you think would help. I know this is something that I don't hear a lot of people talk about. Now, there's a lot of people online that say things, and a lot of it's just not true, And people say things online. I've never necessarily seen it, at least not where I live. That's haven't been my experience, But I know everybody have a different experience, and a lot of this is going to have to do with your lender and your realtor. People, because you're only as strong as the people that you have around you. So, share this video. Tell me what you think below. Any concerns, any topics, anything you want me to talk about, you can send me an email at support@veteranslifestylecapital.com. That's support@veteranslifestylecapital.com. That's my email. Until next time, I'm out. Peace.